Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're here for the back nine of round number one of two feature cards. It's the Vista del Camino XL layout with some adjustments. We've got a great card for you guys, the top four highest rated competitors in the event. And looks like they have a handful of Shelly Sharpe titles among them. Looking forward to heading here into hole number 10. 651 feet, one of the few holes that had zero adjustments made to it. So you're going to follow along this hillside, top right side out of bounds, also sidewalk and water on the left side out of bounds, deep of the basket, also OB. Anthony Barela, first official competitive round, at least PDGA sanctioned, with his brand new sponsor in Discraft.
Heads up!
Clear out a few of the spectators that are down there. Anthony, while walking down the fairway, said, I might have just thrown a 500-foot forehand for you there, Terry. Not too bad. He did that with a nuke. Cale goes roller. And again, if you saw it back on hole 6, he hit one of the smallest trees you could find on the fairway. He did the same here, and this time it definitely saved him a stroke. That was heading to the left side out of bounds. Drew gets that one to stand up. Turn over to the right. No frustration as Hamas catches high left side, just when it looked like it was a great tee shot. He does get a good kick. That's going to give him a nice open look. He's going to need every bit of forehand to get it there, and that's going to come up just a bit short. Cale also off of the tree, which is great. Had that sat right next to it or nestled or curled right around the tree, it could have still been in play, but he has the look. Here's Gibson now going with the forehand. High right side, and that'll give him a short downhill putt. And this isn't just a smash for Barela.
Oh my god, dude.
And he doesn't like it. He is outside of circle one. I think back to hole number 6, where we saw Gibson have just an incredible drive and wasn't able to capitalize. Now Barela has a great drive. He's going to have some work to do in order to capitalize on it as well. Here's Hamas from circle 2. And Barela from about a 10.5 or 11 meters doesn't connect. That's going to be frustrating. And you see as Drew dries off his hand there, absorbing any moisture, you see just how heavy the wind is blowing from right to left for him. A little bit of a roller coaster here for Gibson. In fact, as he collects that birdie, I'll say everyone on this card except for Cale have had at least one bogey. Cale's bogey free at this point. Heck, everyone on this card's had 2 bogeys. Barela, Gibson, and Hamas have each had 2 bogeys. Cale was earlier talking about the snow that's up at the preserve. Of course, his home course that he runs and owns and operates up there. A couple of others. We head over to 11, par 4, 759 feet. Also unchanged. Doesn't make it any easier. We've got OB sidewalk on the left, high right side, path on the right, also out of bounds. And a couple of mandatories to keep you away from the left side sidewalk. Gibson, of course, with the mixed bag. Few bosses, few destroyers. In terms of some of his big distance shots. And no surprise, you're going to see Cale go with a lower, a little bit more direct release as opposed to what you'll see from the big arms like Barela or Gibson. And Hamas kind of splits the difference. And that's going to play down that right side and just get it to drift down.
What is happening, Jay? This is like... I love Arizona.
He's had a few kicks. Again, the previous hole on 10, when he hit the one with his roller, it for sure saved him a stroke. And that one, I'm not sure if you could get a better kick for hitting the tree as hard as he did for it to still carry as much as it did. He's going to still have a long look for birdie as Hamas goes just a few feet deep. That's setting him up for the easy birdie. Gibson not understanding how the wind didn't react, or should I say how the wind did react. Saw him lifting up some grass. He was completely perplexed by it, and that stands up and hyzers off to the left there. You see everybody checking or talking about the wind out there. Yeah, not a common sight to see Cale not connecting. Oh, that scoops out. Barela will pick up the birdie here on 11. Averaged 4.17. Just about the middle of the pack in terms of overall difficulty. And if you really think about it, this is all opportunities to set course records. This is considerably different. This isn't just one or two holes that are different. This course is considerably different from so many previous years that we've seen it. Drew will check the wind. These guys, I'm going to check in with them thanks to our friends over at First Light.
What's the strategy here, Cale?
Can I just throw it across the lake?
You want to be about
8
ounces heavy.
Where's that basket?
This isn't Lake Superior. Oh,
There it is.
there it is, Terry.
Yeah, you don't gotta look for them there. Just look at it around. Where'd yours even go?
Dang it. my arm fell off.
Who says you don't sidearm?
Well, I can't find any flatter. That was water, bro. It's nice and high.
Hey, you guys, what happens if you miss short here?
Drop zone. Where's that?
Right there's the turf. Right before that white. Please no.
Baby. This is the one right here. This is a horrible.
Yeah, right. That's a fish killer.
Get there.
Okay. Just had the girth.
The girthy.
Get this one, Anthony.
Alright. Oh, here you go. That's a good looking.
This is a horseshoe. Let me horseshoe you. The comment section's gonna love this.
Here. Yeah, horseshoe my leg. No. Here.
You guys heard it here first. So we've got a backup because we are playing a new longer tee. Exactly what Cale was asking about. This is about 50 feet longer, 427. Tree doesn't come into play at all as it does on the shorter tee that you guys are used to seeing. However, the distance that's been added is significant. So wide open, relatively wide open, but it's going to require quite a pull, especially with the winds they're dealing with. Cale likes it.
Nice rip.
Gosh.
Oh, turn. There you go. Oh, keep turning. Oh, shit. Roll the basket.
That's going to be out there in layup zone. And at the risk of ridicule, Cale says, I'm not going for it. I'm just going to play up toward the drop zone. Drew says that's Masters golf. And it is worth mentioning, Cale going to be turning 40 this year. He's excited about playing in a couple of age-protected Masters majors. And that's a park job. From the drop zone, it's 287, to give you a little perspective. That's also where the FPO competitors will tee from. Cale said with the Tim Selinsky U.S. Masters out in Eugene, along with the World Championships in Flagstaff, he is excited about taking on his first ever Masters events this year. And if he's not one of your favorite picks to perform well or win those, I don't know who is. I mean, there's a ton of great Masters that he'll be joining, of course, but a guy like Cale coming in with a 1031 rating into this event. Hamas will clean up for the par. And this is a hole you often see birdied. I think those are going to become a lot less frequent with this new tee pad. I think you're going to also see a lot more people laying up that may not feel like they have the arm to get all the way there, understandably.
That's how we do it, Masters, right there, boys.
Looking forward to seeing what that man can do. As we head over to hole 13, again, this one's untouched. Still just as difficult. I think about how this is one of the least birdied holes on the course, and for good reason. You've got danger literally on all sides. right side OB with the water, deep of the basket with the water, left. Plus you have a Mando to contend with. So AB clears the Mando and goes to the right of that tree as you need to. And he's going to be about pin high, but at least 30, maybe even 40 feet left for that putt. And if you've got the power like Gibson, this is the line. The problem is that was even falling out of the sky, and he needed another 30 or 40 feet of carry in order for it to get to the pin. When Drew Gibson's coming up short on a hole, you know that there's some significant wind.
Nice shot. Get down, get down, get down.
I
Hit the tree.
beg to differ on the nice shot comment. Yeah, that's sidewalk and out of bounds for Hamas.
Don't hit that.
And this is why hole 13 is so difficult. I mean, just getting all the way to the pin as he
Playing bocce, right?
was unsure of what game we're playing out here, Cale. And it's going to be a pitch as well. So Gibson still does have a look. He's at 30, 38, maybe even close to 40 from there. Not a bad angle at it, but doesn't get it quite high enough. AB's angle, well, anything that hyzers out could definitely find the water, and you see some of those branches are probably coming into play for him. The stepper. Off the mark. So now, looking for a couple pars. You guys are probably thinking, man, I wonder what the stats are on hole number 13. I've got those for you. Played at 3.2. Not too many birdies to speak of. You need to ship any discs, please reach out to me. I can offer up 100 case cartons of my disc in a box shipping mailers. Great for shipping 1, 2, or 3 discs. Also will save you money every time at the post office or UPS, whatever you ship with. I promise they will save you money as opposed to buying a generic box. I've done the research, people. Justin Timberlake endorsed as well. Okay, well, that's a lie, but speaking of lies, not a good one there for AB. He's going to be at the next tee pad with some work to do. True. So much power. Getting a good skip.
Better than most.
And they actually shortened hole number 14 here. I feel like maybe one more Mando was added somewhere out there in this myriad of trees, but they shortened the pin and brought it more to the short right side. Still a par 4, 605 feet, still requiring a couple of great shots, but it is a little bit shorter. So AB, thankfully not up against the T sign there.
Hey, B. Be the one, dude.
Well, if you're wondering if AB has had any time working in his new discs and getting used to them, I think there's your answer. And you also wanted to know how far Hamas is from the pin. He's 290, thanks to our Bushnell rangefinder. This is not a paid advertisement by Bushnell. Slide into my DMs, though, Bushnell. I'm listening. Drew contemplated a couple of different discs, ultimately goes, I believe, with an AVR there. Not exactly parked. He's got work to do. We'll get that one to drop, though. If it's drop it like it's hot, but it's Drew Gibson, so it would be like droop it like it's hot. Oh, man, it's late. It's very late. Long day of walking around. Long day of editing. And now solo commentary. I apologize. Well, actually, I don't, but that one did just come to me. So after the incredible approach, thinking that AB was going to still be able to walk away with the birdie, now he's left a little meat on this for the par comebacker. And steps up quickly, but that's going to be frustrating for Barela. Barela looks to be the only one in the card without the birdie on 14. No surprise to see that playing as the third easiest hole on the course today. We head over to 15, the par 4. Sidewalk and mandatories are on the left-hand side that you have to make sure you contend with. Hillside and even a fence on the right. And then deep of the basket, you can find the out of bounds.
Missed the one tree. Thank you.
Roller, very common here. You'd love to get it to stand up, obviously, and carry forward, but as long as you get it to stand up at all, you've got plenty of bailout zone on that right side. Let's see if Cale made the adjustment from back on 10, and this looks great.
Thanks, y'all.
Nine out of 10 would take that shot. Very few people would rather take their chances with doing it better on their own. Oh, is that going to slide back down? Fights up the hill. Will it fight back down? And then it finally nestles. Huge shot by Hamas. Oh, and you see the wind push that one over. Oh, and he sticks it upright in the fence. Had that gone all the way through, that would be considered out of bounds, but you're going to see it's wedged on the bottom side of the fence. AB's not worried about it.
I can do it from like here, yeah, with the box thing. Yeah, like.
And the box thing Drew is talking about is the dimensions you have both left and right center of your Mini and also directly behind the Mini. To keep it simple, we'll just say it's roughly like an 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper. You have a little bit of room so you can be somewhat off center. Cale clearing everything. See how that wedged for Barela. And as with any out of bounds, you get 1 meter off of the OB line. Up to 1 meter. Some players, in some situations, you may not take a full meter. It's often determined at the beginning of most tournaments as well that if it's a barbed wire fence or some kind of dangerous fence like that, or maybe a live electrical fence, it might be 1.5 or 2 meters away from that. But standard OB scenarios, 1 meter off of it, up to. Gibson not able to convert on the par 4. Here's Barela now for a look at birdie.
Getting close? Yeah, go ahead, Adam. I'm just
Hands are cold.
Amos recognizing that his hands are not quite reacting. I know when he left Wisconsin, he certainly was expecting warmer weather down here in Arizona. And Barela's putt is off the mark, so this is looking like a 3 putt. And just speaking of threes, just 3 holes left to play. 16, 17, and 18 as we're closing this one out. 380 feet up the hill. OB sidewalk on the left. High right side has a road that, of course, is also out of bounds. Mentioned it earlier. 4 highest rated players here at the event. Cale, 1031. Oh, and he's going to be at circle's edge. High right side for Gibson's going to put him inside 25 feet, looking downhill for a birdie putt. I know you were all here for it. Hamas had taken down this event back in both 2020 as well as 2021. Back-to-back champion. Last year, defeated by his buddy, Barela, who won this in 2022, also in 2019. So the last 4 years have been won by these two gentlemen. And from just inside the circle, AB connects, quickly negating the previous bogey. Barela, though, however, won this also in 2013. However, that was as an amateur, I believe in advanced men. Cale with 149 wins in his career. That's actually more than Adam, Anthony, and Drew combined.
You're good, just stay still.
And Gibson's rolling to the sidewalk out of bounds. And he's going to quickly go down and retrieve it. A little frustration as you see he's now about to set up. Tells the spectator that he can move now. So this is a great teachable moment, folks. He's gone out of bounds, and you have the option to take it from 1 meter from where you were last inbounds or from where you previously threw from. So, very kind of his card mates to remind him of that option. As you can see, Drew is ready to simply putt from where he was last in bounds, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be the better shot or the better option. But once in a while, depending on the situation, it's a little bit better to go from where you previously threw from. So he's going to walk away with the bogey, and we're going to head over to hole 17. I'm not going to lie. I'm fired up, ready for an ace. 17 always comes in as one of the easiest holes on the course. Downhill, 243 feet. You see the white painted line that was there the day before. Now they've added the official wall.
Oh, the frisbee, bro.
Not exactly an ace run, but Anthony Barela stepping up, looking for his first ace ever with Discraft. No. Let's see if Hammes can deliver. Little flick of the wrist for Gibson. So Drew comes up short of the wall, and they put the drop zone essentially right next to the wall. And this is a dangerous putt. Gibson again saving his par, just like he did way back on hole 4. Birdie for Hammes. Anthony Barela downhill, no problem. He'll pick up a birdie. And Cale's going to jam it home for the birdie. 3 under, even with an OB stroke, not too bad. And we head over to hole 18, significantly shorter than years past, also taking away the Mandos that are out there because we're playing to the shorter basket, but it's treated like an island green. So we will see a wall here on hole number 18 that is deep and right. Oh, and Cale loved his line, but it's got a couple of skips, and it still finds the OB. Again, just 290 feet. So you guys have seen this course for the first time, this new layout. That's what I need you to leave in the comments is what have you thought of it? Do you like the changes? We have 3 island greens, 7, 17, and 18, along with a couple baskets that got longer, 1 or 2 that got shorter. And sometimes you see scores pushing 8, 9, 10. Today, one of our 2 feature cards struggling to get anywhere near those types of numbers. The spotter did indicate that there's someone's disc that may or may not for sure be out of bounds, and rather than them all going up to look at it, they just all declared a provisional as they stepped up to the drop zone in case it was their disc that might be found in bounds, which very smart play. Speed of play, all makes perfect sense, all well within the rules. So as we start to close out on Anthony's slides out, I just want to say I do have another feature card of action. So if you don't want to see where the overall scores are, you're going to need to close out as soon as the final putt drops. And what a heads-up play. Cale was about to putt out from Adam Hammis's putter, which would have been a 2-stroke penalty for Cale. Adam stops him, effectively saving him from the mistake. So great sportsmanship. And next, I'm going to show you the scores. So if you don't want to see them, close it out now. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for round 2 or the second feature card, depending what you're watching next. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you to all the supporters and sponsors. Check out the Yulee Institute, where Pete Ulibarri will help you out. Make sure you check out Spinners on the Green, and we'll see you guys for the next one.